And just like Papa was a Rolling Stone, our next Grammy winner. You know, the story about the big story that came out in the movie was that I got mad about the 3rd of September. Well, the true story is my father died on the 3rd of October.
Okay.
And of course, my mother being a religious woman, first thing she said, Daddy wasn't on Rolling Stone.
Right.
But what happened when I got in the studio with Norman and I heard the track, first thing I asked him, I said, do you know anything about my family? Right. He said, no. He said, it's just really a coincidence. The publicity people took it and ran with it. They said, oh man, we could go to work with this. This is a true story about it. What it did was, by that little moment before I recorded it, it brought me down just enough to think about my father.
Yeah.
To the first line is exactly what I came out and I said, it was the 3rd of September, that day I'll always remember. That was the day that my daddy died. When I said that, that's exactly the feeling he wanted. And the rest is history. It was the 3rd of September, that day I'll always remember. Yes, I will. 'Cause that was the day that my daddy died. It was the 3rd of September, that day I'll always remember. Yes, I will. 'Cause that was the day that my daddy died.
Now that song, Papa Was a Rollin' Stone, that was one of them songs that several guys in the group did not want to record. What is the story behind Papa?
Dennis didn't want to record it because the opening line referred to his father's death, the day his father died, actually.
Okay.
But I was in the studio when that controversy took place. So I just learned of this with the Temptations miniseries when it was cut. I didn't know because Dennis never spoke of it. But that was the only problem that I knew. Otis had a problem with recording Papa because it was a continuation of the kind of music that the Temps were most known for, and that's the slamming, driving, up-tempo stuff. And Otis wanted a different, to go in a different direction. He wanted to continue with tunes more like Just My Imagination. And so they were kind of like at odds with our producer, Norman Whitfield, at the time, based on those issues primarily. But I thought the song, I liked the song a lot. I didn't have any problem with it, and I hadn't heard any difference or, issues that Melvin had about it, nor Richard.
We're going to ask Damon.
It was the 3rd of September, that day I'll always remember. Yes, I will, 'cause that was the day that my daddy died. Oh, I never got a chance to see him, never heard nothing but bad things about him. Mama, I'm depending on you to tell me the truth. I looked at my mother and I said, hey Mama, is it true what they say that Papa never worked a day in his life?
And Mom, there's some bad talk going around town talking about Papa had 3 outside children and another wife, and that ain't right.
Heard some talk about Papa doing some storefront preaching, talking about saving souls and all the time leeching, dealing in that and stealing in the name of the Lord. Mama just hung her head and said, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat, was his home. And when he died, oh, he left just was alone. Papa was a Rolling Stone. That gummit, wherever he laid his hat, was his home. And when he died, oh, he left just was alone.
Hey mama, I heard Papa call himself a jack of all trades. Tell me, is that what sent Papa to an early grave? Folks say Papa would beg, borrow, steal to pay his bill.
Hey mama, folks say Papa never was much on thinking. Spent most of his time chasing women and drinking.
Mama,